Today, the airport announced that we received some funding from the FAA that will go towards projects in the future.
Yes.
Can you walk me through what the funding is and what they're for?
There's two pieces of funding there. One is entitlement funding, which is just from its name. Entitlement is taken as number of passengers entitles you to a certain level of funding, which comes out of a trust fund that is funded from aviation fuel taxes and airline ticket taxes. So airports throughout the country qualify for that funding based on the number of passengers. The other part is discretionary funding, which is just that, discretionary, and the FAA awards that based upon a scoring system and what they think are the more important projects to the aviation system. Today we received notice that we'll get about $9.1 million in FY 2014 that cover projects like the terminal renovation project that has been ongoing, an expansion of our federal inspections facility, some taxi lane construction, and most importantly, construction of a new control tower. $4 million of discretionary funding towards that is being put together with a bunch of funding that the airport has put in, as well as the Florida Department of Transportation, and that will, in a couple years, result in a brand new tower, a much more modern facility, enhance the safety and utility of the airfield, and also allow us to develop portions of the airfield that previously couldn't be developed because they would be blocking the view of the old tower of the runway and taxiway area. So it allows us to develop the airport in the future to a much greater extent.
So what does it mean that the FAA has committed to funding this project? Because I know it was stalled for a little while.
Right. We've been working on this project for about 5 years and completed the design some time ago. And we're a little worried because we had already lined up our funding and the FDOT funding, and we're a little worried that the FAA was not going to come forward with the funding, and this had been stalled for quite some time. But finally, that logjam was broken, and by being able to do the funding partnership, it provides real good value for the FAA because at the end of the day, their facility is only going to cost them a third of what it normally would cost, but also helps the airport and the state a great deal because it opens up an area of the infield for future development, and that enhances jobs and economic development.